Welcome back. Let's talk about now the Silurian, Cambrian, Ordovician, Silurian. This is what it looked like. This is what North America looked like. So we, again, coming out of this glaciation, coming out of this extinction event, we get a rise in oxygen and CO2. So let's talk about the Silurian. During the Silurian, Earth's atmosphere developed an effective ozone layer. So that may be a case of why things didn't really want to go onto land prior to this. The ozone layer of the atmosphere, if you recall from the past lecture, helps to block some of the nasty sun's rays that come from the sun, some of the nasty cosmic rays. For instance, things like ultraviolet light. Or at least part of ultraviolet light. But in any case, so with no ozone, things on land would essentially get cooked. But during this time, because of an increase in oxygen, that's going to aid in that increase in ozone layer concentration. The climate kind of stabilized after that glaciation, but glacial melting contributed to substantial rise in global sea level. So we're starting to get some of those transgressive events covering the continents, creating more of those shallow marine environments again. Corals first appeared in the ocean during the Silurian. Fish continued to evolve. We get the wide and rapid spread of jawless fish. We've got some pictures here, but also the appearance of both the first known freshwater fish, because ocean water is salt water, but we get the freshwater fish and the first fish with actual jaws. On land, vascular plants appeared with special tissues to circulate water and other materials. So now plants can grow a little bit bigger, they're a little bit more sturdier, a little bit more hardier. So that because of that, they could grow larger than their earlier non-vascular plants. But again, most things are relegated to the oceans. So these are some common things you see swimming and or floating around the ocean in the Silurian as compared to a human being. So these are just blown up versions of this here. But that's a pretty big looking crab shrimp thing. You know what, before we get too far into it, let me give you the next part of the super secret code. It is the capital letter K. Capital letter K. How about that? Capital letter K. Kovac. That's me. So here are some of the corals. Now these are fossilized from back then, but these are examples that we see now of what those corals were back in the Silurian. So we're starting to get fish evolving, some without jaws and some with jaws. So some of these really old archaic looking fish evolved. And these are some of the first vascular plants, things that are a little bit more sturdy, that can grow a little bit more bigger. It wasn't much, right? So there wasn't much going on the surface, on dry land, but we're starting to get kind of these things here. That's it. That's the Silurian. So again, fish continue to evolve, corals kind of start to take hold in the oceans. And so we'll pause here and we'll get into the Devonian for the next one. But again, so in the Silurian, again, we're starting to get things maybe just a little bit more vascular. This is kind of tiptoeing down here into the Silurian itself. Okay? So we'll pause here. We'll come back to some Cambrian, Ordovician, Silurian. Devonian is next. See you back here in the Devonian.